Alright, so in this video we are going to learn how to create a favicon and make it so that it shows up on your web page. So in the previous video we have already added the code that links your page to your favicon should you have one. So the code looks like this. It's a link tag with the file path to images favicon.ico and the relationship is icon. Okay, so in your page, on your page, it'll look like this. And make sure that's your index.html page, all right? So link href, the file path is images favicon.ico and the relationship is icon. Okay, so in your images, I have here my images. I downloaded and I saved favicon.ico. So if you go to course documents and then download my Yin's favicon example here, okay, so it's just a little 32 by 32 image here, and you need to save it in the correct folder. Okay, you also need to upload this through CyberDuck when you're submitting the exercise to me, but I'll talk about that later. Okay, right now from here, if you have saved it in the images folder and it's called favicon.ico and you have all the code written correctly here, now when you go to your site and you double click on index.html, you will see the favicon show up here, which is just a little blue arrow there. Alright, so my favicon is just a little blue arrow. That is my logo for my web page here. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how to create a favicon. So I use something like Illustrator. You can use Photoshop or really any image editor you can use. It's not very complicated stuff that we're doing. So as long as you can, create a file size that's 32 by 32 pixels dimension and add some kind of graphic or even a letter to it, that would be great. Okay, so I'm just going to, from Illustrator, I know not everybody has Illustrator, but I'm going to show you anyways using Illustrator. So I'm just going to go File, New, and I'm going to create 32 pixels by 32 pixels. Okay, by 32 pixels, create that. Okay, so here's 32 pixels by 32 pixels. I have, I'm going to place an arrow in here. Here we go. Okay, that's how I created it, but not so fast. I'm just still in the middle of it. So you don't, when you're creating yours, you don't have to create an arrow. You can just write maybe the initials of your name if you like. Okay. Add Y here for my initials. There we go. That would be fine as well. You can add anything you like in your favicon. It's yours, okay? Now, the next step is I'm going to export this, or you can save it as a PNG file for now. And it must, now this is the most important thing, it must be called favicon, F-A-V-I, sorry, C-O-N, favicon, okay? And it must be a PNG file. If you're an Illustrator, I make sure that I check Use Artboard, okay? And I go export. Okay, I'm gonna save it in some other folder. Okay, called maybe, I'm gonna call this favicon exercise. So not important where you're saving your working file. So I'm just gonna call this favicon working file, and here we go. And now I have a PNG file, but for it to be a favicon, it needs to have an ICO extension name. So I have to go to, there's many sites available, many tools available online. I found a free one for you. Okay, this one is called imageonlineconvert.com, convert to ICO. Okay. So I have the link here for you. You can just click to convert to ICO link. I'll pop that up. Okay, so you choose the file. So the file that I just created, okay, is actually in my favicon exercise. Here we go. So I'm gonna take that And then I'm going to start conversion. Okay. And it's finished now, so I'm going to download it. Okay, so I have favicon downloaded. And when I downloaded it, it's not named favicon. It's named favicon01. So I'm just going to make sure that I change that to only favicon. It cannot be named anything else, just favicon. All right. Oh, somehow it got changed to the other one. Anyway, so now you have to make sure that you put that favicon into the folder in your site. Okay, so where is that site folder? It's the one with the index page that you created, and then just now you created a style sheet, right? In the CSS. Now in the images, you need to plop that in there. Okay, there you go. So that's where you would place that here. Right, so, okay, so I have a little bit of a mix up there, but that's okay. But you get the idea. Create your favicon. You can, please try that for your activity 1 for this class. All right, so you're not done here. After you have done all this, you've made the changes to your index file, you've added the images, the favicon to your images folder. The next thing you need to do is to go to CyberDuck, and you need to upload not only the index file, because you've made changes to it, you need to upload the new one that will overwrite the old one. The new one has the link tags in it, the old one doesn't, right? You also need to upload your images folder or the favicon inside of it, because otherwise you will not see it show up. All right, so I'm going to go into my yin folder, and I'm going to upload my, what I've just been working on. Okay, in my documents, FDU, there we go, site, and my index. Okay, so it's going to ask if I want to overwrite. Okay, and I do want to overwrite, so continue. I'm going to overwrite it. All right, and then I'm going to go into images, and I'm going to upload that favicon that I just created. Okay, so again, I have to navigate to there, to you. All right, and in my images, choose. Okay, continue. And there we go. Now when I look at it online, okay, so when I look at it live, it should show up. Okay, so where do I go to look at it live? Remember, it's the yin. There we go. Oh. Maybe I'll browse it on a different browser here. Oh, having a little bit of trouble because I don't have SSL on my on my server, so that might be a problem. But anyway, don't worry, I'll get that figured out. So what you need to do is to make sure that you have that uploaded to the server, and after I have that security issue worked out, when I view it here, I should be able to see it show up, okay? And I should be able to see my web page with my favicon. But for now, when you're viewing it locally, which is not on the live server, but on your computer, you should be able to see the favicon show up here. Okay, so I just changed that to a Y. All right, so I would like everybody to please upload your file after you're done your activity. And that would be for activity 1.